Hello everybody, this is Jason Keeley and this is another episode of The Beat of a Different Drummer. And today I wanted to talk about what I call this counter-rotating fill idea. I've seen Buddy Rich do this really it's not a fill, it's a solo idea. Never seen it used as a fill, although I'm sure somebody somewhere could dredge it up. And this is the idea right here. I have the snares off just so they don't ring quite so much. The idea with this is, it's really two simple ideas combined. The first is the right hand is going this direction, which would be counterclockwise. We're going to start on the high tom. Fairly simple. The other idea is left hand. I'm using traditional. You don't have to use traditional. It would work matched also. The other idea is the left hand going clockwise, starting on the snare. Also relatively simple. When you combine them, right hand high tom, left hand snare, go nice and slow in the beginning so we get correct repetitions or reps. The minute you have something where you flub it or make a mistake, slow it down so that you build correct muscle memory and you don't have to go relearn later. Something like this. And if you can get that much in the beginning, you're doing pretty well. If you can just do a total of 6 notes like that and then stop, go for it. See if you can get out of the habit of practicing until you make a mistake. Just practice it right and then stop. And that tells your body, this is what it is, this is what we're doing, and that's it. If you need to go slower, go. Everything nice and smooth and connected. All right, it can certainly go faster. Right now we're just trying to establish what the idea is with your hands like this. There's a little bit of a wax on, wax off Karate Kid thing happening here, different application of course, but sometimes I'll have students just do this and air drum it if they need to for any idea. We don't work on this idea that much, but doing this type of thing just in the air starts to get this ingrained in the body. Then go back to the drums. All right, so there's another variation on this. You could come up with all kinds of variations. So in the first one we went this direction with the right hand. Okay, that was counterclockwise. Try to keep all the clockwise and counterclockwise straight here. So on this one, this next one, we're going to go clockwise with the right. It's going to go like this. We're going to start both hands on the snare, clockwise with the right. I'll let people process here. All right, and left is going to go counterclockwise. Okay, so the first actual move after the first 2 hits on the snare is really important. And I'm starting with the right. You don't have to start these with the right. That's just how I've learned them. I'd encourage you to try them with the left and see what happens. So here's the first move right here. You got to get the right hand out of the way and up, or you'll have this thing happening. Flies into the face of a trumpet player. People start shouting at you. It's bad stuff. So, right, some kind of move away. I'm not saying lift your arm like that. Okay, then this left hand's got to get over here. So this is another reason to have your snare tilted. The best reason to have it tilted for traditional is just because that's the angle of the stick. But then also for a lot of these ideas, for the first idea, coming back over here can be tricky. If your snare is too high, you end up catching this. You also want to make sure that the low tom, I have it pretty close to my leg. You don't want a lot of distance here, and you don't want this too high or you end up catching that. So that's something to make sure you have adjusted the way you want. So going back to the second variation on this, the second version of this rather. clockwise, left hand counterclockwise. And this idea of kind of laying the stick over, it's a little bit of the dead fish idea, like you're holding the back end of a dead fish and flop it over. That's also a neat way to apply this. So when would you do something like this? Usually I've seen it done in a solo. That doesn't mean you couldn't use it as a fill or some type of setup. And here's some possible solo applications. Relatively simple stuff. You can also practice, let's go back to the first idea real quick. You can just start on the snare. Ready, go. You can add a second hit there. It's kind of fun to do that. Ready, and a go, yeah. Practice it some different ways to help ingrain it in the body. See if you can count while you play it. That'll help you know where you're at in a given measure. And just have fun with it. Hope you enjoyed this little tutorial here. This is Jason Keeley at the beat of a different drummer. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye.